This is my review of the HP OfficeJet Pro 8135E. I'll share with you what I liked about using this printer and the things I disliked. So let's start with the positive side first. First thing I appreciated about this printer is the touchscreen over here. I think every printers should have one of these. It's very reactive. You see, there's no lags. And even when I go in the menus, I'm able to jump quickly through different settings. Setting up this printer with my Mac computer, iPhone, and PC computer was very easy because of it. And you can also adjust the angle. So if you're standing up, you can leave it like this, but if you're at a desk, you can lower it. Another thing that I liked is the fact that it has a very large input tray. So over here you can put up to 200 sheets of paper, which is a lot. You won't have to refill it often. The larger size is 8.5 by 14 inches. Next thing I liked is that it's full of pretty useful features, including a top document feeder. You can put many sheets of paper, simply press scan, and the printer will scan them one by one without you having to touch anything. It also has a more traditional scanner if you prefer using this way. It has a fax machine. I don't think anyone will use it, but hey, it's there. A USB port on the side, so if you want to put a USB drive and print from it, or maybe scan a document and have the result on your USB drive, it's possible on this printer. And if we go on the back here, you will see that it even has a USB port where you can connect it to your computer. By default, this printer is made to be used using Wi-Fi, and it's quite easy to set up. But if you prefer connecting your computer using a USB cable instead, you have the port right over here. You simply need to rip off this small sticker to unveil the port. Another thing that I liked is if I lower here and open there, you're gonna see it's using an ink cartridge for each color. So we have magenta, cyan, yellow, and a black ink cartridge. Therefore, if you run out of one of these colors, you can replace them individually. And finally, the last thing I need to mention in the positive side is that you can print on both sides of the paper. Here it's not printed on both sides, but imagine I print here something and you can print on the other side as well without having to flip the page manually. Now, what are the negative points about this printer? Well, if you're buying this printer to print images and graphics like these over here, or maybe pictures as well, it's not the best option. It's able to print at 1200 dpi by 1200 dpi, which is not bad. As you see here, let me give you a small close-up. You see, there is plenty of details, but in its class, and for even cheaper, you can get a printer that is able to print at a much higher resolution. I have reviewed last week a broader printer that cost $100 and it's able to print at 4000 dpi, which is a lot more, and it's better for images. And it gives you much better resolution. But again, this is not bad. It's just that if you look closely, you're gonna notice some dots here. You see? So if you're happy with the results you're seeing on my table, this is a black and white print over here. If you're happy with these results, that's fine. And I think 90% of people, this is pretty okay. If you want to print text, it does a sharp job too. I mean, it's not complicated. Even the cheapest printer on the market is able to print nicely, and this one does the same thing. So that was one of the negative points. I wish it had more print resolution. Same thing with the scanners. It's nice you have two scanners. It's just that I was able to scan at a maximum of 300 dpi on my phone. It's not bad. I want to be clear here. 300 dpi for text files with some images, it's perfectly fine. But if you're gonna scan pictures or artwork, I think there are better options as well. Or maybe get a separate scanner. This is great for text with some graphics, but if you need very fine details in your scan, you need to look elsewhere. And finally, the print speed. It's not bad. Again, the broader printer that I have tested last week was a lot slower. This prints at 10 pages per minute in color and 20 pages in black and white per minute. Obviously, if you're going to print something like this, it will be much slower because it has more details. When I say 10 pages per minute, I'm talking more about something looking like this. Now, do I recommend this printer? And if yes, for who? In my opinion, yes, it's not a bad printer. I know I talked about the print quality and it probably scared a few of you, but this is a great all-around printer. It's able to do many different things, but it's not an expert in any of them. So if you have a business and you need one printer to do everything, well, this is great. The ink will last you a long time. You'll be able to scan large documents automatically. You'll have to refill the paper tray over here again, maybe once a month. And interacting with the printer will be easy. You won't lose any time doing these. And it's quite reliable too. I mean, in the week that I had to test it, I never had any issues with it. So for these kind of people, I think it's a great one. It's also good for a home printer, as long as you don't expect it to be able to scan pictures or paintings at a very high level. And again, I think 90% of people don't have these expectations. So it's a good printer on this aspect. If you want to get one of these from Amazon, please check my link down below. Every time you purchase one through my link, or maybe another printer, because I'll put links to other good printers that are alternatives to this one, you support my channel. I get a very small commission every time you do so. So I appreciate. Leave a comment, subscribe, and if you disagree with something I said in this video, type a comment too. I'm really curious about it. See you in the next video.